Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Team Gullit YouTube channel. My name is Renzo, and today we're going to be taking a look at a matchup between Team Gullit and the hashtag house. It's a 2v2 tournament in which we hosted last Thursday, and it was some incredible gameplay. The first 2v2 tournament I think that we've seen this year. But let's start it off straight away. So in the white kits, we do have the boys from Team Gullit, and in the yellow and kind of bluish kits, we have the boys from hashtag. As we're looking at the team here, we can see that they are using Mia Hamm and Ginola, which will be the main stars. It's a bit different for some people that may have seen the EAFC Pro Open. It's a bit different, slightly changes because the budget now is, there's no budget cap. At the EAFC Pro Open, there was a budget cap, which was way different than what we've seen before. But anything that happens in this game, like I said, from the blue cursor, it is going to be hashtag Tom. The kind of cyan light blue cursor, it's going to be Shari from hashtag. And from Team Gullit, the red marker is going to be Levi, and the yellow one or orange one is going to be Manuel Bachora, who, obviously played together for the Dutch national team, E Oranje. So yeah, we can expect something great from them in this game for sure. But like I said, it's the only 2v2 tournament really that has been played thus far, so the pros don't really practice it. We decided it might be a fun change for them. As we can see here, across to the back post, and that's something that you might want to copy if you ever pair up with a friend, for example, in division rivals. If you break out on a wing and you see that there's some much space, the player that doesn't have the ball will be always trying to make that run a bit away from the defender towards the back post, because then the crossing button and crossing in general in this game is so good, especially if you have the whip pass playstyle plus, that if the ball just gets crossed in there, you will have that little bit of space. You're trying to get at least like a meter or two away from the defender when you're making that run, and it's an easy tap in. We see a great attack though from hashtag. That would look very simple. And this is something that you will notice that is way more different than 1v1 gameplay. If you get into the space between the midfield line and the defensive line, you will notice that it is very tough in 2v2 to actually defend. As we can maybe rewind that there, once that pass was being made in behind the midfielders, you can literally see that Ginola just is getting into a bit of space, and it's an easy pass into the striker. And the finish. And as we can see here, continuing the gameplay with Cancelo here, who had the ball. Virgil van Dijk here in possession. Not much happened in between where we are right now and since the goal. But it was a great goal, like I said, from hashtag, making use of that little bit of space, and just a very good run from Shari there, I believe it was. Shari here getting some space down the wing, and this is something that you might notice in the 2v2 gameplay, but just in any EA Sports gameplay, that when you get that space down the byline, you should always try and keep the ball close to you. Why? Just use your wingers, use the space on the wing as a bait to get back inside or go by the byline. The R1 dribbling is beautiful. That, as we see a huge chance here. Some simple passes, finding R9, but not making the finish too well in the end, because there was some space in the far post, but the keeper movement from Tom was on point. Moved him a bit backwards, which always, if you move your goalkeeper, is a bit of the safe decision, but sometimes even the best decision, because it does give you more space to get to the ball as a goalkeeper. From the build-up here, what you will notice is that Levi and Manu are really trying to press up high. As you can see here, Manu stepping forward with that left mid, which is Alexia Putellas. And if your opponent does manage to play out from it, it can get dangerous very easily. But if they go backwards, you will notice, like just now, that the opponent does struggle to get out of their own half in general. And that's something that we always try to do with the Dutch national team, to press up high as well. And like you can see here, Bellingham winning that ball on the other side of the pitch here. Does get a crazy counter-attacking opportunity, but there was a foul being made on R9, which he was about to get that pass off into a dangerous area. João Cancelo here bringing the ball back to R9. Might be looking at a chance here. What a save that is from Alisson. And as you can see there, again, in 2v2, it is a lot more different to predict or to defend these skill runs or just a run into the box, because the switching, you're both trying to switch to the same person. If you are switching at the same time, you will notice that you're going to get a different player than you might expect. You're making different movement, and especially in these high tempo games at this level, you can't make any mistakes. So sometimes in 2v2, actually defending looks very silly compared to 1v1. Unless you made good agreements, good communication of who is doing what. But like I said, nobody really did practice. But Levy and Manu have practiced a lot before, obviously for previous 2v2 tournaments. And they go back way longer than most players even playing together. So here we do have an opportunity. Maybe Alexia with a Trivela. Yeah, I saw it coming from a mile out. When you get into these spaces, when Alexia is being played there from Mandy, that already should be a dangerous situation, recognizing as the defensive team. Because in that situation, Alexia can go for a Trivela, but even if it was a right-footed player, he can go for a finesse. And that ball roll here, because Alexia is left-footed, is going to allow Putellas to get into a dangerous area for a Trivela. And the Trivela from the ball roll is just very beautiful. We saw in between the goal and the time that we're jumped back in this game, we saw a little bit of a crossing phase, I should say. And yeah, they were just pretty much breaking down on the wing, both parties, and trying to get the cross in for the back post, but it didn't really work. So we're in the 32nd minute now with a 1-1 score. And I'm just going to ask you a question for the people that are still listening straight up. Do you enjoy watching 2v2 gameplay more from a competitive side? Or do you enjoy 1v1? And like I said there, a huge defensive mistake there from Manuel, who might have not noticed in time that he was controlling the Furlan Mendy on the left side there. It was a huge gap opening up in the middle because Mendy was just in behind this defensive line for like 10 meters, and in the center of the pitch there was a lot of space. And here we can see a cross to Ginola at the back post. This is the runs that I've been talking about. Just getting a bit of space there. Cancelo reaching Ginola, a huge chance, but a great save as well. And all of a sudden there is some pretty interesting stuff going on here. Eder Militao. It is the typical corner kick that we'll see a lot more often in pro gameplay, but just in general, I think a lot of people are using this who play the game. Taking it short, swinging it in at the back post, and yeah, it is very hard to defend that, honestly. The players lock on way better on the attacking side than the defensive side. The crosses are just too good. The crosses in 2v2 especially, but in general in EA Sports FC 24 are very strong. As we saw before, the corner kick actually came from a cross being thrown at Ginola, which resulted in the corner kick, which then resulted into a goal. So it's definitely worth trying out yourself when watching these type of gameplays, as the pros are doing it as well. Alexia then here again doing that ball roll, but the keeper was already there. And this is what I mean, like before that first goal, Tom should have already noticed that this is going to be a long shot opportunity, which is a huge mistake being made here with Alisson. Just sorry to interrupt that, but this could be a big chance for Manu and Levy, but a very poor pass from Bellingham, making sure that hashtag can recover from that huge mistake that Alisson made there. But like I said, like in those areas right now, you should notice that the Trivela is a serious option. If players are capable of doing that in a quick succession, you're almost guaranteed to concede. But Tom was prepared, moved the goalkeeper already towards the far corner, and after this, it could become a mind game, obviously. We know Emre Yilmaz, for example, is a huge long shot taker who sometimes just goes near post, even power shot, and then it becomes a mind game. But at this level, the mind games do make a serious difference in the results of the games. But like you saw there, a little bit of a mistake in the build-up again, maybe due to the press that Levy and Manu do apply on their opponent's half. And also here trying to go for the last attack, but not getting the cross pass into the certain direction that they wanted. And yeah, in the end, Hashtag didn't have enough time to build up on another attack. Let's just skip forward. Here we are back in it. Ham, kicking off to Ginola. Ginola playing the ball to the left to Mondi. And yeah, again, here we can see the relentless pressure. Hashtag being forced to switch the play up to Hakimi. But this is a rash pass and Alexia can pick it up. And this is the areas that you want to keep the ball close to you. Manu making a bit too much use of his sprint button and then trying to go for a fake Rabona to restore himself. A huge tackle there from Virgil. But this is what I mean, like on the wings, you really want to keep the ball close to you and just bait your opponent in pressing you, playing it back inside, especially if you're playing this 4-3-2-1 that is very, very popular with a balanced fullback. The balanced fullbacks usually get into a lot of space, in which if you drag the opponent's defender towards you in the center of the pitch, there will become freedom for any of your attackers or potentially an attacking midfielder. Like you can see here with Hakimi, he has like 3 people kind of surrounding him, which opens up the space for Mia Hamm in between the defensive and midfield line of the opponent. And that's where you can get really dangerous and also really easily dangerous as well to get some good attacks in. As we see here, a good press from Ginola after losing the ball, trying to recover that in 6 seconds. It's a famous football tactic as well, to instantly press after possession loss, but it doesn't work like that in FIFA, you would say, in EA Sports FC, because the press after possession loss is not something that you can play without any risk. But if you can manage it to do yourself together, you're going to be scoring these easy goals. And again, we saw a Trivela there. After that quick win of possession back on the opponent's half, I should say, it was a brilliant Trivela, and that's just recognizing the angles, the Trivela there. But anyways, we have Mbappe here for Hashtag reaching Mia Hamm, and Mia Hamm, we haven't seen much yet from Hashtag in around the box, but Levy and Manu are really dominating the play themselves. But every time Hashtag do come forward, you do notice that they are struggling to get the right communication going defensively. Here again, trying to press all together with Vini for Hashtag here, reaching Mia, reaching Mbappe. And Mbappe could have just ran through there, I think, especially if he did a step over forward, but didn't decide to, and that's when I think that's the FUT Centurions version of Mondi was able to recover just in time before Mbappe could get any dangers. But also here, a very dangerous pass there from Militao, from Manu. But that was not punished by Hashtag, who returned the favor by making a very poor pass. And here again, Valverde making a very poor pass. And this is maybe a bit of what is being shown here, that it is actually tough in 2v2 to get out of press. But here again, Manu losing the ball in his own half, and it's Mbappe with a very, very strange finish. Not gonna lie, the inside of his foot, you didn't really expect that to happen. It's a very clean finish in the end, and we see that Levy is actually pausing the game here. I think 3 or 4 times that Manu in under 5 minutes lost the ball in his own half. So maybe he also used this, apart from making substitutes, to have Manu recover or just pick himself up again to make some less rash passes, because that was very poor execution of a build-up play. And which in the end doesn't cost them yet, but did allow Hashtag to get back in that and maybe gain some more confidence into trying to pull this one back in their favor. Because like I said, I think it was 10 in-game minutes before when I commentated that Hashtag haven't really been in and around the box that much. But because Manu did make some couple mistakes there in a quick succession, Hashtag were able to find one back and also getting in that box a bit more often. So it will be interesting to see how Manu does recover from that, because obviously you're playing together in a team. You might notice this with friends. Whenever you make a mistake, you feel more guilty. You feel a bit more insecure maybe to make the next pass, even if you're making free passes badly. But here R9, which was Manu, did win the ball back very high up, and then doesn't manage to get a good attack of it, but that might give a bit of a confidence boost again. Obviously, Manu is the world champion, so he might not get stressed too easily in a tournament like this. But then again, you never really want to let your teammates down. That's something that I think everybody knows how it feels if you ever played a team sport. Here is a good run from Mbappe, reaching Mia Hamm, trying to get in that box with a precision dribbling, but good defending in the end from Manu and Levy, literally locking Mia Hamm in, almost making use of second man press altogether. We saw there a big switch of play, and those big switches of plays are very important. If you win that header, that aerial duel, it is very, very good to then just head it on and get into space fairly easily. It is one of the most overpowered ways of attacking. Just getting that balanced fullback a bit upwards on the pitch and then switching it into there, and then you have that right forward or sometimes even the right center mid being in some serious dangerous areas, and the left back of the opponent actually does get almost sucked into that aerial duel trying to win it, but they usually lose it, and then the fullback is gone and you have a lot of space to work with. You notice people that play on a pro level trying to abuse this constantly. Here we do have a very good pass and dribble from Neymar, but what is that? What did happen there? Did Mbappe then from Shari just push up a bit too much where Neymar was unable to get the pass into? But that looked like a 100% goal. Very good attack that was from the boys from Hashtag. They probably feel a bit hard done there. And I don't blame them feeling so, but a very, very lucky situation there for Team Gullit, Levy and Manuel, who we do see switching now to the defensive tactic, which is the 4-2-3-1. They have been playing the 4-3-2-1 thus far. I think the 4-2-3-1 is a very, very solid option on this game as well. Obviously, the guys are still prohibited from playing that. What just happened there? We need to rewind that one. It was Militao who or Koundé actually, blocking the offside trap. I believe that was a very much a mistake there in the back again by trying to make that switch of play. It ended up in the middle, and then it was just an R1 pass into Vinicius, who looked offside, but Koundé was apparently on the same height, which did make up for an interesting goal because Vini could just walk around the goalkeeper. I don't think there was a shot cancel in play there, but fair enough if Levy did so, because Levy did manage to put it in the back of the net in the end. A very strange goal. It is a dagger, you could call it, because this one in the 75th minute to concede the 4-2. This should be GG's, right? But we do have the 9-minute half, so there's still plenty of time. There's almost 8-9 attacks possibly still in this one, in which you can easily score these 2 goals back. But obviously, Hashtag haven't been the more dominant party in this game, so it is going to be a challenge. Let's see what they can make of it. Bellingham here breaking through from Team Gullit, Levy and Manu. Can they put this to bed? Alexia trying to go for that Trivela animation. Green timed as well. It was a very good way to set it up, but it was a good block in the end as well. And now we'll see Hashtag obviously trying to push as soon as they can up on the pitch. Making a great tackle here from Koundé, intercepting that pass. Now Llorente has some space, has to work there his way inside. Does decide to just keep the ball. Bellingham to Mbappe, and that is a tough one to control for Hashtag Tom. Getting that first touch pass just in a split second, it's sometimes hard to react. As we see a precision dribbling here, Mia Hamm tried to shot cancel the goalkeeper, did Shari, which he got the shot cancel off, but then he should have passed it. If we can just quickly look back at that situation there, after the shot cancel here, we do see Ginola in such space, but he tried to go for the shot, which was a bad decision in the end. As we can see here now, after that clearance there, we do see a big loss of possession here from Virgil van Dijk, but a huge challenge there from Koundé, and that should be a red, right? It is a yellow card, actually. I would have given a red card for that because R9 was gone. It was a very good decision for Manu to just accelerate by flicking his right stick into the left side direction. but they did only get a yellow for that, and that means that there still is an 11 game on, and there still is a chance for a comeback, especially when Alexia did not convert that chance there. Mbappe, and this is what you can see now. It is very much a constant pressure tactic. Mia Hamm here. What a challenge from Theo Hernandez. And that's what you can see when you're trying to put this pressure. If you just manage to not concede, you will be getting those chances a bit more easily, especially on the counter attacks, because there's just so much space to work with, especially when you're breaking out with the 4 attackers. But 85th minute, it's going to be tough, especially if Mbappe does get out of this. A great skill move there from Manu, but then a bit too rushed with the pass in the end. Should have kept the ball a bit longer. Alexia Levy losing it as well. It's a bit chaotic right now on the pitch. 86th minute, Shari does lose the ball there, and the hashtag really do need something here if they want to claw back in this one. But it is a great cross towards that back post. We've seen it a couple times in the game already, and that will put the game to bed. A fantastic cross into that back post, and this is really what I want to highlight if you're going to play 2v2. Let's take a look back at that again. That ball from Valverde to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. just taking space, and look what Levy did. Levy selected Mbappe straight away, making that run in behind, getting into a lot of space, and yeah, the crosses are just inch perfect. And yeah, that's really how you want to treat 2v2 in general. Obviously now there was more space, but this is something that works generally in 2v2 great as well. And as we can see here now, hashtag do have to get at least something straight up from kickoff. They are trying right now with Neymar, but unfortunately it is a good interception if you are a hashtag fan. But here at Team Gullit, obviously we are delighted to see Levy and Manu beating Tom and Shari in this case. Tom and Shari and the boys at hashtag. Give them a follow as well. They are great people making a lot of interesting and fun content. Hashtag are fantastic. We really like them boys over there as well, such as other colleagues within this esports. But as you can see here, Vinicius, Levy just wasting time and trying to put it out of play, and that will conclude the match. Team Gullit wins 5-2 against hashtag. And in this case, they did advance in the $1,500 tournament, €1,500 tournament, sorry, that we host on the first days. And they even made it to the final. But what happened there? They lost to the other guys from Team Gullit, Dani and Emre. Dani and Emre won the 2v2 tournament, the Levi Sweaty 16. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.